add fields. So in the first video we showed how you can take a Word document, open it in Adobe Acrobat, and turn it into a form that has fields. However, some of our fields didn't automatically get created. Right here I want some checkboxes, and then down here I also want radio buttons. So I'm going to show you how you would do that as well. So first you're going to go up to tasks and you're going to say add new field, and I'm going to say checkbox. And basically this little square right here is sort of the size of it. So you can see the cursor. I'm just going to drop that and I'll come back to it and change the properties. I'm going to do that 2 more times because I have 3 options for this one. So then what I can do is I can go to the properties and I've got checkbox 3, so appearance. I can change these different things. I can change what the checkbox looks like, so you can make it different figures instead of just being a check. Check is sort of standard, but you can make that different if you'd like to. And then these are the different things. So I could make these required if I wanted to. And so I can close that. And now you can see that because I made this required, it's red. So that's how in the forms field you can tell what things have been required, and we'll see that again with the radio buttons, the yes, no. So I'm going to change that back because I don't want that to be that way, but that's something that I could do. And let's see, what else will we change? That's probably about it. So now over here on the side I can see checkbox 1, 2, 3, so I know that these are these. These relate to these. They're a little bit outside of the box, you can't actually read that. But if I click here, it highlights the checkbox over in the document. So you always know which one you're modifying. So I'm going to leave that. And then I would also do the same thing for these right here. I'm not going to do that for time purposes. But then to do my radio buttons, I'm going to go add new field, radio button. And this one, nicely enough, knows that when you do a radio button, you need at least more than 1 button. So it's going to give you this little add another button because you have to have at least 2. So I'm going to use that, say yes. I'm going to go to all properties. And I'm going to make sure that the group number on these stays the same because I want these to be related to each other. In other words, somebody either is going to pick the yes or no of the same group, so that if I make this required, which I want it to be, it automatically made both of those red. It knows that those are related because I used the one box to create the second button. So that's kind of the easiest way to do that instead of going back up to field and add again. It knows that those two are grouped together when you do that. Also, you can verify that over here. It says group 4, choice 1 and 2. So you can change the choice 1 and 2 names if you want to. That's right here in the radio button choice. You don't have to do that. If you want, you can. Oops, I'm on the yes, so I could go yes and say okay. And then I could right click. I'm just right clicking and hitting properties. And on this one, I could say no. And those are my choices. So then these over here get updated, yes and no. So you know you can more easily click on yes and no. So that's how that works, and that's what it looks like. If I were to preview this and see how this worked, these look like this now. So you can see my fields up here, simple little answer, checkboxes. You can see what that looks like. You could do a variety. Notice that these all work independently of each other. And then down here, the yes no. Here's how the yes no works. You pick one, and then the other automatically unselects once if you change your mind. So just like any standard radio button. So that is how you click. If I can go back to edit mode, this is how you go back and forth, preview and edit. You can see how you can manipulate these different fields. You use the add new field to add anything that didn't automatically get detected by Adobe Acrobat when you created your form. Usually single line answers and multi-line answers are very easy and get imported automatically, but a little bit more complicated things like radio buttons and checkboxes don't always do that. So there are ways to do those as well, and this is how you would make those happen. Once you're done, you just save it and then you can send this off. Users can edit them just like this preview mode, the way you're seeing this. So they can't change the wording in here, but they can manipulate these boxes and the forms in the way that you would want them to.